Hello, hello. Hi, guys. Welcome to our call with Lizzette Suarez. She's going to be sharing her story with us today. We're coming to you guys live, sharing in this group. It's basically a little Snoop group, coaching Snoop group behind the scenes that we've created. So we can share our story, let you know how we became coaches, what coaching has done for us, and where we see ourselves as coaches. So, Lizette, welcome.
Thank you so much, Amy, for having me on your call. As you know, my name is Lizzette, and I have been a coach for 4 years now. My husband's in the military. We've moved around so much. And this last move that we did from San Antonio to Kansas City kind of really took a toll on me. And I had just had my second baby, and I really wanted to lose that weight. I had never struggled with weight in my life until I had my second pregnancy, right? So after that, and I started with going to the gym, doing Zumba here and there. I started running, and little by little, started getting better in shape. However, I didn't lose the 20 pounds that I needed to shed. I saw someone on Facebook that they were doing Insanity, and my husband saw the infomercial. I guess it was a sign. And he said, babe, why don't we go ahead and do this? And I was like, that shit doesn't work. We're not going to do that. That doesn't work. And he's like, babe, come on. I'll get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. We're going to do this together. No big deal, blah, blah, blah. I tell my husband, I was like, okay, I am going to let you purchase this Insanity package, but I promise you it's not going to work. And so I'm just going to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning with you to support you. However, I know for a fact it's not going to work. I've been running for God knows how long. This is going to be a joke. So I get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I start working out with him. Dude, the test, I was dying. I was like on my deathbed. Are you kidding me? I got to do 60 days of this shit? This is insane. So, of course, I am going through it. I was like, fuck it. I have to eat my words. I'm going to have to go through the motions of doing this whole 60-day thing. And I did it. My goodness. Those were brutal days. But I didn't follow the nutrition plan. I didn't buy Shakeology because I didn't want to depend on a shake. So I was in the most busiest time of the year, right? I did Insanity during Halloween and Thanksgiving. We were coming up on December. We were about to purchase our home and in Kansas City because we had given up on the idea that we were ever going to move to Florida. Since my family is from Florida and we had been gone for the past 15 years. So I was just finishing my master's and I had 2 little ones at home and it was an insane time. My coach obviously approaches me and she's like, you've been posting on social media. You should be a coach. It's like, nope, that's not for me. I don't believe in this shake. I don't want to do this. I didn't really get the results that I wanted, even though I stuck out for 60 days and I felt stronger, but I was just already ready to throw in the towel, even though, I didn't get the results, right? I go on my 13th interview. I was about to graduate my master's in finance. And I go and apply for the FDIC internship. And I go in, I'm excited. I'm literally a month shy from graduating. And I go into the interview and I already said it to myself. I was like, this guy's not gonna hire me. He doesn't want me. It's okay. It's not a big deal. I'm already going in thinking negative, right? I go in and of course I don't get hired, right? Because I put it out there. I put it out there that I wasn't gonna get hired and this is it. I come home and I was devastated, right? Because it was my 13th interview. And I said to myself, Lizzette, nobody should tell you what you can do with the rest of your life. You are an asset to any company out there. You went and started doing your master's, still taking care of Sebastian when he was 6 months old and doing your master's you were so disciplined, 3-hour nap time. I mean, you were on it, doing all your homework and everything that you needed to do in order to look and better yourself for the future, to look more marketable for any other company out there. How the hell can they say no to you? And I came home and I called up my coach, Monica, and I said, you know what? Fuck that. Just sign me up. I am ready. I am going to do this. I literally signed up December 28th, did this whole New Year's resolution. Lizzette was going all in. I'm ready to go, right? I said, I didn't even tell my husband. I just signed on. I even signed him on the next day, and I signed up my mother-in-law the next day, and I was like, I'm done. Like, I'm already at Emerald. I'm like, I'm good. I made it to the top. so, you know, that was when 21 Day Fix came out. And of course, I had the biggest paycheck, of course, because it was like the only paycheck I had received in like 2 years, right? It was fantastic. I felt on top of the world. All I wanted to do was have a second income to help provide for the family. Because at the time, I felt like I wasn't giving enough. I know everybody says, gosh, Lizzette, but you clean, you cook, you take care of the kids, you do all these other things. But I feel like that's just something that us moms do. It's not like you do it as a reward or any of that. I mean, you appreciate the compliments. However, it's not earning an income where I can say I can go do my nails or my toes and not feel guilty. I can go buy myself some clothes and, you know, whatever, or contribute to a bill at the house, you know? So I started doing that about 6 months in. I earned my ticket to Summit as well. So the first 3 months of my coaching, I hit my Success Club, which means I helped at least 3 people in their health and fitness, which was fantastic. And I earned my ticket and I went to Vegas. I was so scared. I was nervous. I had no idea what to expect. And it was amazing. It was probably the most, like, the best experience of my life. I felt that I was surrounded by so many people that were just like me. And, you know, the funny thing was, that's when I first talked about my stomach. I have this issue where I was born with my intestines out through my belly button. And I would not wear a sports bra at home, like around the house. Like, I was just so embarrassed about my body that I did not want to showcase it at all. In fact, I think if you probably go like 4 years back, everything was with clothes on. Like, it was very conservative. And now I feel like I am completely a different person, because I used to hide at the beach. I used to, you know, is anybody watching me? I'm going to take off my shirt. Oh my God. And then like hide and then like, okay, sprint for the water, and nobody saw anything, because I just kept thinking that everybody was just staring at my scar. And from, I think about a year later, I started just embracing it and flaunting it. And little did I know, I thought I was like the only one, of me being naive, right? I found this support group, Gastroschisi support group, and I was helping inspire other moms who were going through the same thing. They had their baby. They weren't sure if their big little girl was going to be able to have kids, how their life was going to be different when they grew up. And so it was basically me giving them a glimpse at their life, what their kid may, you know, experience, you know, 18 years from now, which was fantastic. It was amazing. It was heartfelt. And I felt like I was actually, you know, I was making a difference. After Summit, so remember, I was looking for a job and I couldn't find one. Started doing personal development, because of course personal development wasn't for Lizzette. Those are for crazy people. Listen, I have been there, and let me tell you, it was an eye-opening, and I felt incredible. I used Facebook to bash people. I'm like feeling so embarrassed that I am even saying this, but it was being negative all the time. I hated life type deal. And literally when I became a coach, and I know it sounds so cliche, I started surrounding myself with people who were empowering each other. And in fact, it was changing my life, and literally from the inside out. And that's how, you know, I started becoming more of a positive outlook and kind of seeing the glass full instead of half empty. And guess what? Somebody called me for an accounting job. And I was just amazed. I was excited. Yes, I'm gonna take it. It was on the other side. If you've ever seen Kansas City, there's Kansas City, Missouri, and there's Kansas City, Kansas. So it's about an hour drive crossing the border to go to the other side to go to work. And so it was about 45 minutes to an hour drive. But I was like, I didn't care. They're gonna give me a job. I'm like excited. I get to work something in my field. This is gonna be amazing. I start with the year, and of course, what happens? I let the business go to the side. And I let it go. I know I tried to dabble here and there a little bit, but it was something that I just couldn't keep up. I couldn't keep up with the hours. I was still working out. I was still getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning to do my workouts because I didn't want to come home and then have to do my workouts and then cook and then do homework. Lázaro had just started kindergarten. So, I mean, it was the pile of things that I had to do in the evening was a mile long. It was, I mean, I know you moms understand exactly what I mean. And starting to teach a child how to read and start becoming disciplined, something that he didn't have before, was so hard. I mean, homework was taking an hour and a half, and I just wanted to cry. So clearly I did not put any effort into trying to do Beachbody. I got so disconnected that I forgot what it was like to be part of the community. And so it's one of those things, kind of like when you're supposed to put yourself first and you end up putting everybody else first, you kind of forget what it feels like to put yourself first. That's kind of what it felt like. And it wasn't until a year later, and I thought, since I was going above and beyond, I was doing my work, I was doing IT's work, I was doing the lady next to me, accounts payable work, and everybody's like, Lizzette, you still have time on your hands? Yeah, let me go pick up some more people's work. And when it was time to ask for a raise, they're like, I'm sorry, we can't give you anything. I'm like, but I don't take a lunch. I'm here at 6 o'clock in the morning. I do my job. I do IT's job. I do everybody else's job. They get paid more than I do because I do payroll. And, and you're not giving me a raise? And I'm the only one with the master's degree in the entire fucking company? Okay. I let that sink in. And I went home and I told my husband, I said, I don't think this is working out. And I came home about a month later because, of course, my husband was traveling a lot. And one of the, I guess not requirements, but I guess I can't think of the word. It wasn't a requirement, but one of the stipulations of me being there is that they knew that my husband was going to be traveling once a month, and therefore we don't have any family around. I didn't have grandma, grandpa, a cousin, or anybody to go and say, hey, can you take my kid to school? Hey, can you pick them up? And clearly I wasn't making enough to pay for before school care and after school care. So I have to take care of the kids that morning and put them on the bus in order for me to be able to pick them up on time. And so towards the end of that, they got upset because Carlos was gone for 2 weeks going to Singapore. And they're like, you know what? We're going to change your salary to an hourly wage now. I'm like, what? I felt like I was getting demoted. Because, well, people were complaining that, we feel that you are getting privileges. So that took a toll. And then the next day I put in my 2 weeks notice and I came home. And it wasn't all rainbows and butterflies. I had to work and bring up my business again from the ground all the way back up to where it's at. And it hasn't been again, it's all ups and downs, right? I think the following summer, of course, because I joined the business because we move around a lot, right? My husband's in the military. He's with the government. We're constantly moving, and I just didn't want to start over again. Every single time I move somewhere, I have to start new friends, new work, everything, right? I literally have to start over. And what I loved about this business is that I could take it with me. And 2 years ago, we got to go to DC. And if I was working at corporate America, I'm pretty sure they would not have allowed for Lizzette to move for 3 months to DC with her husband. He probably would have had to go by himself or not been able to take that opportunity. So the fact that I've been able to literally travel with my business has been amazing. Amy,
Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you now.
To hear. Well, there's first two things I wanted to share.
Go.
I wanted to share how I met Liz. And it's funny because I met her, I had just started working the business and I went Emerald, and then a month and a half later, Monica just stuck me in this house with these people I had never met in my life. And it was her and her husband and Janine and her husband. And I was like, and I remember walking in and I'm like, oh my God, this is like the real world. Like, where do I sleep? You know, because that's exactly what it was.
It was.
The first thing I looked at, I'm like, hold on. I see pizza and beer in the garbage. So I'm not going to be eating vegetables and be stuck with vegans all weekend. So that was awesome. And then once I met these people, like, they didn't even question. They didn't even ask. Like, it was just like, let me show you the experience. They grabbed me by I said that whole weekend, I was like the foster child, you know, like they had adopted me, and they treated me so well. And that was my introduction to like Beachbody and this community, which is why I feel so strong about it. Because I had never traveled without my kids, without my husband. And I felt like, first of all, I was like, oh my God, I don't have to ask anybody what they want to eat. Nobody wants to know anything. And then they stuck me in this house with these amazing people. I was like, hello, I am in the right place. Not only have I lost 70 pounds and look amazing and everything else, but these people are the fucking shit. And since then, it was only that weekend, but I feel like I've known Liz forever. And every time we see each other at events, it's like, you know, and it's a great, beautiful thing to know that something can connect us. And it's so much more than just a fitness program and a shake. And then I also remember when she told me about her scar, and it was during that summit, and she was like, hold on, I have to tell you something. But she said it openly, like she just wanted to get it out of her chest. And I think that that's awesome, because it showed that instead of her wanting to hide it or not take off her shirt, she just wanted to get that shit out of the way. And look, you guys know what I feel about goosebumps. I got goosebumps. All right. She just wanted to let us know, like, look, I got a fucking scar, and that's not what I'm about. And I feel like Beachbody gave that to her, or these programs, or being able to show up for herself every day gave her that. And that was awesome. So like the first 3 days I met her, I'm like, oh shit, this is awesome. And then she's really blown up her business in the last, year or so. And I always have this little song for her. I always tell her, I'm like, yes, you're blowing up. Gas pedal, gas pedal, gas pedal. Like, she has the gas in the gas pedal. And what I think is so beautiful about this whole business is that you see everyone blossom in so many ways. You see them lose the weight. You see them want to show you their scars. You see them want to say, fuck it, this is who I am, but I have something else to share. And I think that's beautiful. And I think that that's one of the reasons that we're doing this, is so that you can see that everyone's story matters. Her story matters, what she had to say. What everyone is here is for the same purpose, to try to be better. And we just use fitness and nutrition and the community to get us there. So I thank you for being so vulnerable, so open, for sharing it, for being so awesome with me since the beginning. And thank you for coming on tonight and opening up your heart. So I'm going to ask her the questions that we've been asking all the coaches that have been guests on this group. And it's just basic because I want to keep it. Some people always want to know, what program should I start with? Everybody wants to know those basic questions. So I created basic questions that we ask everybody, and that's what we're going to end it up with. And then we're going to open up the floor if anyone has any questions. All right. So how long have you been doing Beachbody? I don't know if you mentioned it or not, but
for 4 years. For 4 years I've been doing, yeah. It was
okay. How much have you lost in weight or inches, or however you want to feel that your biggest loss is characterized?
So I've lost 20 pounds, and I went from a size 7 to a size 2. So pretty good.
The size 2. What programs have you done? I want to hear that resume.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so Insanity, P90X3, 21 Day Fix, Payo, did Hammer and Chisel. I'm sure I'm missing some of them in between. I did Clean Extreme, 80 Day Obsession, and then I'm doing the 4, but I'm sure there's some there.
Shift Shop.
Shift Shop también. Yep, Shift Shop también. Yes.
Well, it's so many, you see?
I know, so many.
What was the biggest misconception you had about Beachbody before you joined?
The actual business or the products?
Both.
Both. Okay, so from the products, I just didn't want to do the shake because the set didn't want to depend on shakes. And everybody kept telling me, you need to try it. You're not going to have this. You're not going to have that because, of course, my digestive, it's probably TMI. But it was terrible. If I went to the restroom every 3 days, that was saying a lot. So when I started drinking it, and you really don't know until you actually start using the products. And it's funny because everyone thinks that, oh, you're just trying to sell me on something or you're just trying to push this on me. But it's so not the case. When you start drinking it yourself, you're going to start realizing within like 7 days, I started realizing my nails. Every time I go get my nails done, everybody compliments. Oh my God, your nails are amazing. Oh my God, your nails are so hard. And my hair has been fantastic. I think it was falling out for a good year. And before I started drinking the Shakeology, incorporating it, and my hair actually got thicker. And it's more, it just feels healthy. My skin feels healthy. I've just no bloating. I mean, it's fantastic. I've loved it. My biggest skeptic about the business, Carlos, said this is a pyramid scheme and it's not real. And of course, that's not the case. We've clearly debunked that with anybody can earn whatever they want, whether they are under somebody or not, or they were the first one who basically founded the business. So the possibilities, it's literally just up to you.
That's awesome, for sure. What do you feel was the turning point? Because for those of us that have chosen to work the business, there is a point when you see, okay, I'm going to work the business, but there's also a point where it actually flips for you that you're like, okay, I'm actually getting this. Like, I'm getting how it works. When was that turning point for you?
I want to say when we moved to DC. And that's when I started realizing the potential that I could have with this. And I think what made it so real was the fact that I was able to travel with my business to DC. And in that moment, I had made a vision board that I wanted to come home. And that was my my pushing for me to come home.
Your why.
Yes, my why. And I know physically I didn't make it happen. However, I felt that it was that drive to be near my family that really brought it home. So 15, if you guys don't know, 16 years it's been since we've been able to live near family. And it's one of the things that I don't take for granted because we've been far away from everyone. So when we were finally able to see that through, and again, I didn't have to start all over again. I didn't have to quit the job that I had. I didn't have to go backwards. In fact, I just picked up my laptop and worked on the road trip and came home. Yeah.
And I remember seeing your post, but I honestly, I didn't know the story behind it, and I didn't know it had been that long away. Yeah. I remember how happy you were to be able to come home.
Yes.
And I guess that taps in when it's like that do or die. It's like, this is something that's what's going to get me through what I really want. That's awesome. Sorry I made you cry, but
sorry.
You always gotta cry somehow. No, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. All right, what is you can only pick one. What is that one thing you love the most about Beachbody?
Business or fitness or?
No.
Anything?
Anything. The one thing you love the most. Any way you want to put it.
And it's hard to choose because there's so many facets to this, right? I've been in the best shape of my entire life. I mean, I never worked out a day in my life until literally 4 years ago. There's been the aspect of, working and empowering other women to do the same exact thing that you did, which is amazing, right? Because we've gone through so many obstacles and trying other products out there and finally find something to empower you, and be able to pass it on to the next person is just, I mean, feelings are, I can't even describe it. But the one thing that I've enjoyed the most, and I think it's one of the things that I missed the most about the military, was having a community of women that was there to support you. Not about gossip, not about bashing other people, not about any of this craziness that I just never had any women friends. But just that's been amazing. I have found pretty amazing, badass friends with Beachbody, which is awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What do you feel is the best thing you've gained from Beachbody? For sure.
Yeah. You know what? Confidence. And that it is what it is. I walk into a room and I just feel incredible, and nobody can take that away from you. Whether, you're in a bikini, I literally bought my first one-piece suit this summer. Like, what? I know, and you're probably thinking, but Lizzette, you hated your stomach. Why would you not buy one-piece suits, right? Yeah, one-piece suits look terrible before, right? They look disgusting. It was worse. I would rather buy either a tankini or like the bikini, because at least it all like kind of like fit somehow. And for the first time, I actually have a couple sets of one pieces, and I feel proud rocking it. And it's not that Lizette's hiding, but I feel confident in it, which is amazing. Yeah.
I love that orange one that you posted the other day. I don't know where you got it, but that orange one, fire!
I got it in another color too, because when you find something so good, you need it in multiple colors.
There you go. There you go. All right. What would you tell someone, or what advice would you give someone that's on the fence about either coaching or obviously joining Beachbody?
Just do it. You're never going to know unless you do it. I mean, that's the only thing I can give you. Because unless you're going through the experiences, you won't be able to tell somebody, yes, it's for me, or no, it's not for me. And so I would suggest to just jump all in head first. Ask questions later.
There you go. Where do you see yourself in a year?
In a year? Well, my 10-year is I'm at the beach drinking coffee, because that's going to be my backyard. But
yeah.
But in a year, I don't know yet. I feel like I'm still climbing. I'm still hustling. I'm still going forward. I feel that our team is. I think there's some leaders on the horizon coming.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What is your favorite Beachbody program? It can only be one.
Oh my God. Okay, so this is so hard. I want to say 80-Day Obsession. And I feel it's because of all the components that are in the program. And you see the results like within 7 days. I mean, you're like literally melting away. It's fantastic.
Yeah, that program was a masterpiece.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite trainer?
Oh God. I love Tony. I love Tony. I think he's awesome. But Joel is pretty hot looking in the morning. So I don't know.
So you want for Tony or Joel or both? Joel on the screen.
I know. Si ponemos a Joel, papacito. No, pero like, yeah, I like Tony a lot. I like his workouts and stuff. Yeah.
And you have to say, what's your best? You have to have one best Beachbody experience a date. Can only be one. What is it?
It was my first summit. I have to say, there's nothing like your experience at your first summit, because you really don't know what to expect and you are soaking everything in. And I think out of the experience is being able to talk to people about the same exact business that you're building, and they're willing to help you grow it. I think that in itself is gold.
For sure. For sure. I totally agree. All right. Well, I'm opening up the floor. Anybody have any questions for Lizzette? Now's the time.
Nada?
I do.
There you go.
Is there any like one regret that you may have? Like, I know you were saying about that when you went into accounting, you put the business on the side. Do you feel that that was a mistake, or do you feel that that helped you grow and realize what you had? Like, do you have any one regret about Beachbody or about the business or the fitness or whatever?
I understand exactly what you're saying, and I could sit here and say, yes, I regret it. I should have not taken the accounting job, and instead I should have continued building the business because I was earning an income, and I literally let it go. However, like you mentioned, I feel like that had to happen in order for Lizzette to be able to move forward. I always think that, I mean, it's my personal experience. I always think that I don't have any regrets. I feel that there's a meaning behind why things happen and how and what order they happen in. And the same thing for me coming home. It had to be those 15 years in order for me to experience and meet all these amazing people all over the places where I was, and live in different many places so that I can appreciate when I do come home that it's in God's timing.
Awesome.
Amy, I think you're muted.
Yeah. Anybody else have any questions? No. Anna? No? We're done? All right. Well, thank you, Lizzette, so much.
Thank you.
We're gonna end the recording. I'm gonna post it on our page, and I'll send you the recording. Mwah.
Mwah. Thank you.
Awesome job.